Ladies and gentlemen, to begin our ceremonies for the evening, please join us in welcoming to the stage Fox 19's Joe and Jeremy.
All right.
It kind of feels like the final quarter in front of a live studio audience.
This is true.
So if you ever watch our high school shows on Friday nights, thank you. There's a lot of people here who have said they enjoy it. Typically, we say things kind of off the cuff, and it gets a little loose on Friday nights on the final quarter. But this is kind of what we want to make this like. Think like the ESPYs for Northern Kentucky. This is going to be video-driven, it's going to be you-driven, and it's going to be interactive throughout the evening. This isn't a stuffy banquet. We're here tonight to highlight not only the best players, the best athletes, but some of the best moments in Northern Kentucky this school season.
A lot of people ask us about the final quarter, whether it's in football season or basketball season. How much of that is scripted? We get back to the show. We haven't seen any of the highlights, which is kind of like tonight's show because we haven't seen a lot of the videos you guys are going to see, but it's really cool for us to experience it for the first time and just kind of riff along with you. Now, I will say at some point, if you've watched the final quarter, I say things that catch Joe D off guard all the time. And I do that just to see him on his feet. So at some point in this show, I'll beatbox for him.
Okay.
Because if you see this man at a wedding, let me just tell you, Joe D, when I first met him, I was like, this is a nice businessman, right? Very nice, cordial guy, very polished. This guy can get down with a little rap music. We're doing the final quarter, and he's dropping Drake lines, and I can't even name half the rappers
You try to keep up.
She said, "Do you love me?" I told her.
Yeah, exactly. That's
go.
how it goes. Well, I don't know if you saw the commercial.
My bed and my mom, right?
Remember that? Yeah, that's
something
it.
like that. There you go.
I'm sorry. The commercial with me flossing.
Yeah.
Now that was what, done with one take kind of thing? I don't think I could do that again. So that's what he's talking about with the dancing.
You will dance at some point tonight.
Only on demand.
Okay.
That wasn't my idea. That was on demand to make that happen that night. So guys, right here, this is like the Grammys, the ESPYs, the Emmys. We've got envelopes of all the winners ready to go. You can see right there in your programs tonight the awards we're giving away. This is going to be a fun evening. Again, video driven. This is fun. Enjoy it. And we are going to start with the nominees for Male Player of the Year at the NKYs 2019.
Male Player of the Year. Casey McGinnis, Covington Catholic. Finished the season with 2,362 total yards and 39 total touchdowns. Is the Covington Catholic school record holder for total points, total touchdowns, and rushing touchdowns. Helped lead the Colonels to an appearance in the 2018 state finals.
Deontay Miles, Walton Verona, scored 487 total points and grabbed 209 total rebounds in the 2018-19 season. Averaged 14.8 points per game and shot almost 65% from the field. Was a key piece in leading Walton Verona to their first state tournament appearance in almost 80 years.
Michael Mayer, Covington Catholic. A two-sport athlete, he totaled 1,049 receiving yards and 13 total touchdowns. He averaged almost 69 yards receiving per game and helped on the defensive side of the ball as well. In just 10 basketball games, he scored 107 total points and totaled 74 rebounds, finished his year as a key piece in 2 Colonel state tournament appearances.
Brendan Pye, Scott, domination on the wrestling mat. Finished with a 30-0 record. After finishing as state runner-up last year and in 3rd place his sophomore year, Brendan won Scott's first wrestling state title in 18 years with a pin.
Logan Castleman, Beechwood. Led the Tigers in 2 sports, finished with 1,700 total yards and 31 total touchdowns on the Tigers' march to a 2018 state football title. In 34 games, he went 62 for 89 with 58 hits, 55 RBIs, and a .652 batting average. A key piece to the baseball team's 34-1 record as of May 21st.
All right, how about it? And by the way, I know there are some Beechwood fans in the house. Beechwood, can you rep? Can you raise a hand? Beechwood, where you at? Okay, I know there's some Beechwood fans in here. How about that win yesterday? And speaking of Mr. Logan Castleman, I see him right there in the crowd. The game-winning RBI last night, knocking in John Odom as Beechwood baseball, moving on to the final 8 in the state.
Yeah, we've got a lot of the award nominees here. We saw the Northern Kentucky Gronk, as I like to call Michael Mayer. He's here. You got to check out his tie if you get a chance tonight. He's going to Notre Dame. You got to see the small touches on his tie. Mike, are you okay with that nickname, by the way? Yeah. Is that cool? You know, you wear 87 and you just like destroy people down the field. So the NKY Gronk is kind of what I've given him throughout the year.
Let's not waste any time. We now have on a tee, you saw the males. The female athlete of the year nominees are
Female Player of the Year, Maddie Shear Ryle, named a 2019 Gatorade National Player of the Year, led a dominant Lady Raiders team to a state title with 573 total points and 273 total rebounds. She averaged just over 15 points per game and shot almost 46% from the field.
Ryland Hamilton, Boone County, finished the season 18th in the state of Kentucky in scoring with 37 goals and 9 assists for a total of 83 points. She averaged almost 2 goals per game as she pushed the Lady Rebels soccer team into the playoffs.
Maria Toberty, St. Henry. The 4-year varsity letterman led the Lady Crusaders at outside hitter. Over 102 sets, she collected 391 kills, 19 blocks, and 187 digs. She also added 50 aces as she led the Lady Crusaders to the state Final Four.
Lauren Schwartz Ryle, part of a vaunted Lady Raiders duo with Maddie Shear, totaled 729 points and 290 total rebounds. Shot over 83% from the foul line and almost 50% from the field. Her average of over 19 points per game helped the Lady Raiders to their first ever state basketball title. Maya Meredith Scott. In 29 games, she averaged better than 25 points per game, including a 44-point effort against South Laurel. For the season, she racked up 731 points, 231 rebounds, and shot just over 56% from the field.
All right.
So we said we want to make this an interactive evening. This is where you get to interact. Check out your program. You can vote throughout the evening for male and female player of the year. You can vote up to 10 times. It's right here inside of your little brochure. If you go in there, the directions are right down there. Make sure you tell us who you think should be the male and female player of the year. We do have some instant results right now.
Look at this. Logan Castleman bumping some votes. Maybe he's voting for himself right now. You can't do that. See? Look,
10 times, Logan.
All right.
10 times.
Hey, that's great. Let's check out the female player of the year right now screen, and we can see how the voting's going for that. Okay, got some Scott fans in the house. Already starting early. Maya Meredith is up there, and you can see Maddie Shear, Lauren Schwartz, the rest of them are all in there. You can vote all night long, again, up to 10 votes, and try to get that winner catapulted to the end of the show, and we announce the winners and the big reveal for who are the players of the year for the males and females.
Yeah, that is the big moment of the evening, so make sure you vote throughout the evening and you also pay attention just a little bit to us. We'll be talking about some cool things up here a little bit. So we have our first award of the night. Those are some of the nominee videos for the big awards at the end of the evening. We want to get the show moving, keep it rolling, and start off with what is the first award of the night.
This one is a fun one because if we walk into a game and we point our camera at a student section, there have been times where security guards and principals and ADs and you name it are yelling at us to back away from the student sections, get away, because they're just coming down the stands and piling on us with our cameras. That is what is one of the most fun things about our job, and that is the student section, the Spirit Award of the year. The nominees are, let's check it out.
Best Student Section, Beechwood, the Tiger's Den.
Covington Catholic, the Colonel Crazies.
Highlands Ozone.
Notre Dame and St. Henry playing for a purpose game.
Scott, team turn up.
Before I open this award envelope, by the way, I was at that Playing for a Purpose game. I've never seen anything like that.
Insane.
I had girls' pop anthems stuck in my head for like 3 months after that game. Congratulations on a great night that was. Okay, so the winner of Best Student Section award goes to, it's my first envelope. I've never done this before.
So much drama.
I'm kind of messing it up a little
Don't
bit.
pull a Steve Harvey.
Oh, man.
Or a La La Land.
That was on Fox.
I have nightmares still.
We had to go on TV right after that happened, and I remember Trisha Mackey's face was like, and like there was so many jokes that night about making sure we got every name we did right throughout the evening so that wouldn't happen again. Okay, the winner is Best Student Section, the Colonel Crazies of Covington Catholic High School.
Come on up, Colonel Crazies. Who we got? Anyone involved with the Colonel Crazies? Come on over here. Wheel around right over here.
To represent
That's our
CovCath,
guy right here.
Andy Zerhusen's coming up to win the award. The question is, does Andy have like blue body paint underneath your shirt or anything like that? No, so nothing like that. So representing CovCath, Andy Zerhusen from the athletic department.
Okay, so one thing I got to know is when we walk in, and I'm thinking of a basketball game right now, and those guys are just barreling down the stands. Are you ever afraid they're going to actually pile out onto the floor and interrupt a basketball game?
It's been a thought, but usually not. No, usually the guys down front, the seniors, do a really good job of getting everybody all in and doing what they're supposed to do. And it's been a tradition as long as I've been around. Joe was part of it, so just really cool award to get. So appreciate it.
All right, congratulations. We'll walk off this way right here. Enjoy that award. Thank you so much. That is really cool to see that because they are. I told Joe when I first came here 5.5 years ago, I'm an Ohio guy. I know I have Ohio written all over me, but I'm still happy to be part of this. But when I first came to a basketball game, I came late 2013. It was basketball season. I walked into a CovCath basketball game, and I thought, those guys are out of their ever-loving minds.
That's one way to put it. There was one time I was
lot
at a
of fun.
football game. If you know the CovCath football field, they have these banisters right in front of the student section that leads down to the track. And one time someone, not us, were smart enough not to go all the way up there. Someone went up with the camera, and they were so crazy going down towards it, they collapsed it, and all these guys went falling down. So we've learned over the years to stay away, keep your distance from the Colonel Crazies. They'll make enough noise, you can get your shots from a far distance away. You can ask Coach Rusatz, Coach Frederick, they're here. They'll tell you they make a huge difference for CovCath throughout the season, football, basketball, whatever the sport is. So tonight, not only are we honoring these great players, great athletes, great coaches, and great teams, there were a lot of people who did a lot of things that made us say, they did what?
Yeah, I mean, really incredible things. And so as we go through these awards and you're thinking, man, I didn't see my name on the screen or my team, there are a lot of these little vignettes, as we like to call them. They did what? And we'll start with this first one, and you can find out what it all means. Very cool. I love that aspect.
That's a cool idea.
Cool part of this show to do this, and by the way, the guys at St. Elizabeth have been great helping us set this up. You ready to beatbox yet or not yet?
I can't beatbox. You can beatbox.
Later in the show, we'll
Okay.
get it. Okay, so if you have a phone on you, what a weird sentence in 2019, if you have a phone on you. I mean, everyone has phones, right?
Of course.
Okay, cool. So the hashtag is NKYs, I'm going to type it in here, NKYS 2019. If you haven't used that hashtag yet tonight, you can check it out. We've done some cool videos. And it's just kind of cool to look at the social media feed. We do this on the final quarter. We always use the social media feed, the Fox 19 final quarter hashtag. It's a big part of what we do, and it's a big part of our next award.
Yeah, and it's a big part of our lives because we understand in 2019 how many people here watch the news. See, moms and dads are raising their hand. We understand the young people here. Where do you guys get your news? You guys get your news on your phones, right? So we have to connect with you in different ways, and we do that through the phone, especially on Friday nights when we catch you doing great things, or anytime we catch you doing great things. We like to put it on Twitter, like to put it on Facebook so you can see yourself, and hopefully you want to come back and watch what we do on the final quarter and on Sports Wrap throughout the week. But social media is a huge part of what high school sports are about, are becoming. It's changing, and tonight we are honoring the schools that understand how important a social media feed is to really representing their high school.
Best social media feed. Bishop Brossard.
Villa Madonna.
St. Henry.
Covington Latin.
Holy Cross.
Now I feel powerful. All right, here's the envelope for best social media feed.
See, it's not easy as it
You
looks,
weren't in
is
this
it?
category, were you?
I was not.
Okay.
You would win it over me.
Joe D has a good one. And a Northern Kentucky guy, by the way.
Of course.
True and through. Okay, and everyone's like, just come on. And the winner is best social media feed. Villa Madonna Academy. All right. And as you wait for someone to walk up, I will just reveal it. There is no one here to accept the award tonight, so we will go ahead and take the award. Thank you so much.
They're all tweeting somewhere. Yeah, they're all tweeting and Facebooking. So we're going to take a picture of this award.
We will.
Put
That's
it
a
on
good
social
point.
media.
They are tweeting probably.
And send it to them digitally.
Unless there's
We'll
someone
take
here
care
that
of
can run really fast. And
Anybody know anybody from Villa? We'll take care of it.
Okay.
Congratulations to Villa
Yes,
winning the
seriously.
best social media. And by the way, anybody here, use social media. It makes our jobs a lot easier.
Yes.
When you put your final scores out there, who did what. Social media is very important to really exposing all the great things that you've done at your high school. So important in 2019, best social media feed, Villa Madonna. Congratulations to them.
Okay, I was told to keep it rolling, so let's keep rolling with another one of those cool videos, and they did what? Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. I wish I had been able to be a part of a show like this when I was in high school, but I simply wasn't good enough.
You think you weren't good enough. You played baseball and basketball. You know what I was? I was the most valuable JV runner my senior year of high school. No, I have proof. My parents literally have it hanging on their basement wall. That is love. If your parents put up your most valuable JV cross-country runner on their basement, they like you a lot.
While we're at it, when I was 12, I threw a one-hitter.
See? I didn't do that.
Pretty big deal.
I didn't do that.
Okay, so there are some schools in the area who have really cool multimedia programs. When I was in high school, I graduated high school for Central Ohio School. We had this little cam that we would set up, and they would flip it, and it was the morning announcements. We would read, "The weather is sunny, 76 degrees. The Reds lost last night, and it was like that for a grueling 5 minutes or so. But programs have advanced since then.
Times have changed. Now you can listen to live streams of your favorite teams. I know some teams in Northern Kentucky have Facebook Lives of their home games. Yeah. This is where, and we always talk to high school kids, this is where our business has changed a lot, that everything now is either on the radio digitally, on a website, it's broadcast, and that's a big difference maker for a lot of people who follow the teams, can't get to a lot of games or following from out of town. So this is one that's really near and dear to us, Multimedia Program of the Year, because it's what we do, and watching high school kids do this, it's really special. So here are the nominees for this award.
Multimedia Program of the Year. Highlands Filmmaking and Broadcasting. Newport High School.
Beechwood High School, Tigers on the Air. Bishop Brossart, Mustang Media.
Okay, and the winner of the Best Multimedia Sports Program of the Year, the winner is Highlands High School. Highlands.
We have a rep. Do we have Nicholas here? My guy right here. Come on up. Congratulations. Okay, tell the people your first and last name first.
My name is Nicholas Caldwell.
Okay, and Nicholas, I have been to Highlands to talk to your class a few years ago. I was amazed by what your program does. Can you just give us a brief overview of how much content you produce at Highlands in that department?
I mean, we try and cover as many sports as we can. We go basketball, football, and whatnot, volleyball, and we just try and get as much out there as we possibly can.
How much fun do you have, and how much do you think you're going to take our jobs quicker than we have them right now?
I mean, fun-wise, it's always a joy doing that. We do a lot, so.
Awesome. Okay, how about a round of applause for Nicholas? Let me head off this way. Thank you so much. Awesome. By the way, a lot of great multimedia programs. Really tough to pick this one.
It was hard to pick, but I tell you what, I get to see Highlands up close. Obviously, Highlands football program, basketball program do so well in this area. We get to see this up close and personal, especially at the football games. Yeah. With the video board they have, they're doing halftime shows.
Incredible.
It's really impressive what they're doing over there at the high school level. They should be very proud of what they have accomplished so far.
Okay, it's time for another They Did What? Check it out. By the way, as you watch this, how much fun, Joe, was it to watch the students here, the things they accomplished?
Well, the Walton Verona basketball team, as you're watching them in the state tournament this year against Campbell County, they've made their first state tournament since World War II. Since the 1940s, over 70 years, Walton Verona, led by Deontay Miles, who's going to Xavier. That's what they did. They did what? They went to the state tournament for the first time since the 1940s.
And that was a big deal because, you know, sometimes you get a little bump on the news. They got a big feature on Fox 19 now about what they did in that first time in more than 70 years, so it was really cool to see that.
It was cool, and they had some star power, so there's a lot of attention outside of just Walton Verona making this. I think Miles had something like 8 or 10 blocks in the state Sweet 16 game when they played against Campbell County down at Rupp Arena, so they really played well down there, and Campbell County, of course, had a great team as well.
I'm wondering how we didn't have Craziest Coach of the Year as an award. Rod Snap, Newport?
Well, that's why. We just have to name it after him.
Listen, we love Rod. Rod is one of our favorite, we call them cutaways. We go to a game, we're getting a shot of Rod Snap every single game. And who else?
Oh, I've missed buzzer beaters because of Rod Snap. I'm just shooting Coach over there. There was one time Rod Snap, we like to say, oh, Rod just snapped. Oh, snap. Rod snapped. There was one time he got so mad at one of his players, he grabbed a towel. He didn't know what to do with it. He bit into it and then ripped it in half. And I'm enjoying this so much, I'm not even shooting it. So I come back to the station, I tell Jeremy, I said, let me see it. I'm like, I was just watching it like a fan. So I didn't actually.
The best part is we don't have the audio. Steve Frohmeyer is another good one.
Yes, he is.
We don't have the audio up. Sometimes coaches will say a couple of things that coaches tend to say. We have to decide whether or not that goes on the air or not. You can see exactly what their lips are saying. Okay, it is time for the next award, and I'm telling you, as the night goes on, you guys are going to be more and more intrigued with these awards. Remember, you can continue voting for who could be the Athlete of the Year, male or female, but this is the Performance of the Year, a really cool one.
Performance of the Year. Dixie Heights Cheer All-Girls Large Division State Championship.
Highlands Varsity Dance Team, KHSAA, and KDCO Large Palm State titles.
Boone County Cheer Small Varsity Division I National Championship.
Connor High School Band Orchestra State Finalist.
This is the first one I'm feeling the nerves for. I actually don't know the winner to this one. I've not looked. All right, here we go.
Were you peeking at the others? Like holding them up to the light?
I have my ways.
I know you do.
Performance of the Year, Boone County Cheerleader.
Anybody and everybody from Boone County, come on up. The stage is big.
Let's do it.
Come on up. I had a feeling that this might be the loudest whoop cheer we would get. I didn't realize it would come from the parents instead of the actual award winners. Congratulations.
Awesome.
If someone wants to step up and be a spokesperson for the team, come on up. Don't be shy. Just gonna ask you a few questions about what you guys accomplished. To be here and you saw the other nominees to win this award, how meaningful is that to you?
It's really meaningful to us. We were against so many other amazing teams all over the country, so we all trusted our coaches and each other, and we worked really hard, and so we're really proud of what we did.
So tell me about these jackets, because these look like really official jackets.
Yeah, they're I think they're tradition. I think they give these jackets away every year. That just the year changes, but we all dream about them because we go to sleep oh my gosh, we want white jackets, and so when we see other people at the parks that have won earlier in the day at the competition, we'll be like, can we touch them?
Nice. So you got jackets, now you got this award, and you've got a medal on too, and rings.
Yeah, we got rings too. Yeah.
Man, you guys got more bling than Derek Dietrich of the Reds.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Let's hear it one more time from Boone County. Outstanding. Congratulations, ladies. All right, go this way.
Thank you.
When they came up with those jackets, I thought it was, and mom and dads, you guys will know this, I thought it was a scene from Grease, like the pink ladies coming up here, going to snap their way up there. That's awesome. Congratulations. National champions right here in Northern Kentucky. Again, congratulations to Boone County.
We saw them out there, and I said, who's that? Who won the national championship?
Yeah, I was like, if they have those jackets and those medals, they better be winning something here because they're national champions. They better be champions of NKYs.
But it was kind of intimidating. They were all sitting up front. It's like, what's going to happen to us?
That's what I said, man. Grease. It's like a little gang, man.
Okay.
They're just going to yell and scream until our ears hurt, and we'll be good.
Hey, it's all good.
That's what they do.
Speaking of it being all good, this is a great show so far. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you guys are as well. Thanks for being here. We'll keep it rolling along with another spotlight and a They Did What. Check it out right now.
Who is that guy? Talk about social media feed right there. Look at Mason. Shout out to him scoring 2,000 points as a junior. He did what? Scored 2,000 points before his senior year.
Yeah.
Calvary Christian, that kid can play at a lot of high schools and be a really big difference maker at a lot of high schools throughout northern Kentucky.
Really cool to see that. And what's really neat for us is that we spotlight these guys and girls on the final quarter, and then to see them come in and be a part of the show, it kind of makes it all come full circle because we get an idea of how great they are, and then we get to spotlight them in this show, so it's a really cool thing. Okay, this next award is, I think, one of the coolest of the night because it means so much. It's got so much heart behind it, and this award I think you're going to like as well. The Best Supporting Cast Award. Here are the nominees now.
Best Supporting Cast. Jack Warman, Dixie Heights Football.
Ava Coleman, Scott Girls Basketball.
Hayden Stam, Ludlow Football Manager.
Claire Talkers, Notre Dame Varsity Volleyball Manager.
Justin Reckner, Bishop Brossart Varsity Football and Baseball Manager.
One more time for all the nominees for Best Supporting Cast. And listen, this is a really important award and a lot of great nominees up for this because this is what we really love to feature about high school sports. Certainly kids who are winning state championships and kids who are going off to great colleges to chase down their dreams. The other kids who do just amazing things that never get talked about. We want to talk about them here tonight. So to have all these nominees here and have a winner for this award is one of the crown jewels of what we're doing tonight. So we're going to do Best Supporting Cast Award. It's my best rip yet. It's the first time I haven't ripped the actual document inside. The winner is Jack Werman from the Dixie Heights football team.
Mom and Dad, come up. Coach Brossart, come on up.
There you go, Jack.
Best reaction of the night. Best
for
reaction
Jack.
of the
Come
night
on
goes
now.
to Jack Werman. There
And
it
best
is.
dressed.
Come on up.
He's up in full Dixie outfit.
It's your award. This is awesome. And by the way, we had a chance to talk to Mom and Dad earlier and Coach, so this is really cool. But Jack, for you, first of all, you're a stud. I think that's well known by now. But to win this award, Best Supporting Cast, how much does this mean to you?
Well, I just really made the best team ever. I just want to thank for all the football players and the football coaches, even my family too.
Fantastic. See, I love the emotion. And the cool thing is, talking with Dad earlier, he's talked about how much Coach Brossart means and how much all of this has meant. And I want to ask you about how special this has been, watching your boy out there killing it on the football field.
Well, this has been a dream that I never could have imagined just a few years ago when Jack started high school. It all started with him having Coach Brossart for freshman math, and he talked to Jack about wanting to work out with the football team after the Christmas break, and Jack agreed to do it. I wasn't sure how long it would last, but one day a week turned into 2 days a week, and then he didn't miss a practice at all last summer.
Incredible.
And the way that the kids have rallied around him, they love him, he loves them, he loves the school. He's got more school spirit for Dixie than anybody there, I think. And it's just been an incredible journey for him. It's been great for him. It's been fun for us to watch, and we're very proud of him and very thankful to Coach Brossart and all the students and teachers at Dixie. Just one thing that I have to say is, it seems like whenever I'm on the facility at Dixie, I kind of lose my identity. I become Jack Werman's dad.
Absolutely.
And I'm more proud to be that than anything.
Coach, quickly, can you just share a word about Jack and how cool he is for this team?
Met Jack in the classroom. I said, won't you come out and play football? Like his dad said, it went from once a week to twice a week. He has not missed since last June, I don't think. He's played in 11 JV games last year. He has gotten the ball 11 times, and he is 11 for 11 for 11 touchdowns. And he is the heart and soul of our football team. and a huge personality at Dixie Heights, and we love him.
Okay, Jack, if you can, because I feel like this is just the right spot. You talked about lifting and not missing any days. Can we get a flex?
A flex?
Just give me a flex.
Yeah.
There it is. All right, Jack Warman.
Jack Warman.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Coach. Awesome. That made my night.
Fantastic.
I mean, did he just not steal the show here at the NKYs 2019?
Get us off the stage.
11 touchdowns. Is that more than Joe Mixon had last year? You always know the stats. How many did Joe have?
If you add the one receiving one, it's close.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you got that. Next year, Jack, I expect you to have more touchdowns than Joe Mixon of the Cincinnati Bengals. He's out to get his picture taken. Okay, the next, they did what?
Flushed.
Jada Gentry.
Grand slam?
Grand slam.
Fantastic.
I saw her out front. I asked her how many home runs she hit this season. She said 3. I said 3? Like, I didn't hit one my entire life, much less a grand slam. Jada Gentry, congratulations. Nice job.
You know, it's funny. I was in the yard with my son this morning. We were just hitting, my son's 4, we were just hitting a bit, and he was hitting liners up the middle and pulling it down the third base line. I said, that's my boy right there.
He's already
Not
got
a
him
single
pulling.
home run ever, though.
That's okay. That's all right. Station to station kind of guy, man.
That's my guy. Right up the middle, down the third base line, hopefully get a double. That's my guy. But a home run, that is really cool because I never did it in my life either.
Really?
Never.
You're more of a pitcher.
I hit it off the fence once in Little League, high off the, what is that, 200 feet?
Yeah, that's a shot, man.
And I put a flex on him as I slid into third.
Kind of like Jack, right? Flex on him
My
like
dad
Jack.
would have killed me.
What's really cool about what we do here in Northern Kentucky is a lot of the athletes will stay in this area and compete at the next level. We're talking about guys like Drew McDonald, who went to Newport Central Catholic, then went on to NKU. And what a run NKU had to make the NCAA tournament the second time in 3 years.
Yeah, fantastic. By the way, we know John Brandon has moved, but a new era has begun with Coach Horn. Really cool to see what they're doing. But let's take a look back at what they did again last year making the tournament.
Are all against me, I'm ready to go, burning it down. They ain't noticed till the temperature rose. Bless the energy, then we erupt in a blaze. Mama save us, I swear the baby's lately crazy these days. People dancing like they rebound. The shark back to Bolt goes in. Power slam it is. I'm on a venomous prowl, ready to snatch it. Are you prepared for it? Then let it happen. Rise up though, rise up though. All my people, where you at? Rise up though. Yeah, let's go, let's up. One time, go get it. It's yours, let's shine. Come on. Yeah, let's go. Raise up, that's right. Run with it. It's yours, let's shine. Come on. Yeah, 'cause we warriors. Yeah, 'cause we warriors. Yeah, let's go, let's up. One time, go get it. It's yours, let's shine. Come on.
One of the cool things, you saw Drew McDonald's buzzer beater in the conference tournament. That was an amazing moment. I was actually in Detroit the night they won the conference tournament and went on to the NCAA tournament. And when you're a TV guy and you have a camera on the court, you're just trying to get shots of these guys celebrating. And Drew just goes running by us. And Drew being the local guy and being the star of the team, we had to get shots of him. Like, where is Drew going? So I'm like, I'm just following Drew. He jumped over the media table, jumped over the scorer's table, and went into the stands to hug his family. That was a really cool moment, one of those Northern Kentucky moments that guys like us can really appreciate.
Drew McDonald, as I'm sure a lot of you know him or know the family or know of him, is an All-American kid, so beloved for what he did at NKU. It was funny when I sat down with him, he said I might do golf next year because he loves golf so much. He always tweets about Tiger Woods. But to see what he did and to see him way back at Newcath when I thought he was going to be good. I don't know if you guys saw him in high school or watched him or knew him. I thought he'd be good.
Yep.
I did not think he would be the player he turned into and then leading NKU to 2 NCAA tournaments in 3 years. Incredible.
Let's make it a tradition to keep some of these Northern Kentucky kids around at NKU, Thomas More, some of the local colleges. That's fun for us. We like watching you grow from high school on to college. Speaking of best traditions, what is the best sports high school tradition in the Northern Kentucky area? The nominees are
Best tradition. Highlands football cannon.
Covington Catholic Braveheart March.
Beechwood Thursday night toilet papering for each varsity football game.
Holy Cross Board of Control.
Ludlow home football post-game alma mater gathering around the Panther.
I didn't know about that Panther one until we just saw that video. That's pretty cool stuff.
There are some good ones. There are some that couldn't go on there that are kind of just unspoken things in Northern Kentucky. Am I right?
Of course. Yes.
I
Are
have,
you
to look
hinting
at,
at
I have to
something?
look at a Northern Kentucky guy just to.
Well, yeah, it's kind of funny too because I drive down Beechwood Road pretty much every single day and I see that toilet paper all the time and I've always wondered what it was for. Now I know.
All right, let's get this bad boy open.
Best tradition
is Covington Catholic, the Braveheart March.
Andy, since you already came, Michael Mayer, come up with Zeus. Come on up.
Come on up, man.
Because I want to ask Michael about the Braveheart, what it's like to watch it from his perspective. The funny thing is, like, here's like the real William Wallace of the Braveheart March, but he doesn't get to do it. So what's it like for you to watch your classmates do this before games to kind of get you guys fired up?
Yeah, it's awesome. It definitely gets you fired up. It motivates you. It gets you hyped up. It gets you ready to hit some people.
We know Michael can hit some people. Now, do guys, like, where do they get all this stuff for this? Do you know, is it talked about at school where guys get the body paint, where they get the kilts, where they get the skirts? Because guys are dressing up all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, the whole week adding up to the game, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's hyping it up and getting ready and getting their paint ready and outfits ready and stuff.
So who's going to get that award? Who are you going to give it to? Who's the most hyped guy for the Braveheart March every year at Covcat?
Probably just the seniors. The seniors, all of them.
All right, seniors getting the Braveheart Award March for the best tradition. Covcat, that's the second one they've won so far tonight. Michael Mayer. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. By the way, up for Player of the Year. Remember, you can keep voting throughout the night. Keep doing that so we make sure we get to the end of the night to find out who deserves to be the Player of the Year in Northern Kentucky.
I have an update. Pye is still leading for the male.
From Scott.
Hamilton is still leading for the females.
From Boone County. Okay, so we got it. You guys know what to do. If you think someone else deserves it, you got to vote.
I have a but.
Okay.
Logan Castleman is inching closer and closer, I've been told.
Logan Castleman should make a
From
run.
Beechwood.
Big year.
Keep that in mind. It's time for another They Did What? Check it out.
That is Rylan Wotherspoon from Ryle High School, a freshman golfer.
Freshman stud.
14 years old? Wow, that's impressive. 14 years old. Round of applause. Rylan Wotherspoon at Ryle High School.
All right, these are getting cool. These awards are getting cool. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this one because it just feels kind of cool to hold it for a minute. Now, we show you every night on the final quarter, football season, basketball season mainly, we have our FQ Top 3. That's a hashtag as well. So if you ever look for that or use that on a Friday night, you can help us vote and keep that thing rolling. So we have so many plays throughout the year. And I remember we went through a run in basketball season where it felt like 5 or 6 Fridays in a row there were buzzer beaters. It was insane. Now, this is from all around the tri-state, but still, it's been a crazy year for plays of the year.
And what's cool is that a lot of times when we were younger, these plays would happen and no one would have them on film. Now somebody at one game has it on film. I remember just a few years ago when Covcath played Holmes in a district championship game. It was a back-and-forth game. The news was coming on. I had to leave, and Covcath won it like on a Nick Rusatz, like half-court shot. We didn't have the video, but somebody shot it for us, sent it to us. we're able to get it on the news. So that's the way our job has changed so much. So many people in the stands can get these great shots for us, and it makes this award, winning this award, even that much more difficult in 2019.
Back in the early 2000s, I had 3 buzzer beaters in high school basketball. No one caught it on video.
See, that's the thing. What does it say now? Pictures or it didn't happen?
I may have made that up.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time for the Play of the Year nominees.
Play of the Year. Carter Holmes, Highlands boys soccer, scores from midfield on the second half kickoff.
Scotty Droud, Beechwood boys basketball, sinks the final shot to beat Covington Catholic by 1.
Willie Strong, Bellevue, walk-off hit to not only win the game, but also the conference.
Quincy Perrin Scott takes one 99 yards all the way to the house.
Jared Hicks, Connor, one-handed interception against Boone County.
There were a lot of, oh man.
You could hear some oohs and ahs, yeah, man.
That night was brutal. I'm sorry, I'm not piling on.
This is a hard one.
Yes, it is.
Hard one to pick, and you can kind of guess the temperature of the room a little bit, which one they liked. I know which one the room liked. Which one do you think they liked?
Let's find out.
Okay, I think that's a little bit of a tease coming here. I don't think anybody can beat this play because not only was it one of the best plays around here, it was one of the best plays throughout the country the entire year. Carter Holmes, Highlands High School, half-field kick for a goal. Unbelievable. By the way, that was in the state semifinals game, so that wasn't just one of the Tuesday night games over in Fort Thomas. That was one of the biggest games of the year.
Did you pick your walk-up song?
No.
Okay, that's a great walk-up song. That was incredible. So we were talking about this earlier. I thought maybe they had to tap it forward to get the ball rolling and then you booted it, and then seeing it, realizing you just went for it. So describe to us the scenario and what in your mind made you actually go for that.
Well, with the scenario, we feel like that with the goalie, if the goalie's outside the box around the 18-yard line, maybe in the penalty spot, well, I would just make my own judgment call if I should do it or not, and the goalie was pretty far out, so I went for it.
How fast, how hard was your heart beating when that went in and that big spot? How cool was that?
It was really cool. And I kicked it, the balls in the air for, it seemed like a pretty long time, and watching the goalie run back for it seemed like I had a good chance, and being able to celebrate with my teammates afterwards, it was unbelievable.
Now you're going to UC, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, not playing soccer?
No.
Now there's a soccer team that plays in NEWPORT Stadium that could use some help right now. You want to?
I'd love to, but I don't think so.
Okay, how about a round of applause? Fantastic. Thanks so much, man. That was awesome. You know, I was going to say, Joe, we were thinking about some best dressed options tonight. Yep. There are a lot of very fine dressed people out there, better than us. This is supposed to be like the cool, casual, hip guys in their 30s. That's our look. He brought it.
Yeah, he did. That's a good-looking suit. Hey, Carter, before you leave.
Oh, he's got something.
He's got to go take a picture. Did that make SportsCenter's top 10? It did make SportsCenter's top 10. So a better win at the NKYs 2019, and it did tonight. Outstanding. Congratulations. Okay, he did that. They did what is what's next.
So I've never done archery, have you?
Never.
Perfect score. Paige Robbins, perfect score in archery. Fantastic.
Simon Kenton High School, Paige Robbins, congratulations.
Give it up. Come on. Okay, so a quick story and about how we operate. We have to wait on the bosses to make calls for us to travel, right? We have to wait for the boss to say, you can go to Nashville to cover the NFL draft as long as you stay with a friend, and it costs less.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
You can drive to Salem, Virginia, where the Thomas More women's basketball team is going to play in a national championship, as long as you try to avoid a hotel bill.
Yeah, so drive day of, cover the game, do the newscast, hop back in the car, and drive overnight. That's what this guy did to bring coverage of Thomas More basketball and their chance to win another national championship.
Well, so Joe D put me up to the task. He said, what do you think? Can you do it? I said, I can do it. So I get there, I cover the game. We go live at 11 like we always do in Salem, and I'm thinking, I've got to drive home in a minute. So before the game started, I talked to Terry Connor with Thomas More. You guys know me. I think he's back there somewhere. There he is. I see him in the bright lights. And he says, thanks for coming. It means so much. Fox 19 was the only station there, no big deal. And he says, thanks for coming. And I say, you're welcome. You better win.
Yeah, you root for yourself for
And
a great
did.
story, and
it
they
was
won.
a great story.
Yeah,
it was a
they won,
fantastic night, and here's a look back at what they did last season. Really was cool and fantastic to see how they did it. And it's funny because talking with Coach Jeff Hands afterwards, and Jeff, this is not a knock on you at all because I know it is emotional. He was hugging his family. But talking to him, it feels like now with Jeff, with Thomas More, it's like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. National championship.
Just another one.
Yeah, what we do.
And it's kind of cool that they're here tonight. So let's have another round of applause for Thomas.
Why don't
Anybody
you
here
guys
from
stand up
Thomas
in
More
the back?
basketball
Can you
team?
stand up real quick, Coach?
Please stand up to be recognized. Don't be bashful.
Players.
Please stand up.
I saw a lot of them back there. That's awesome.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yes.
Job well done representing the Northern Kentucky
Seriously.
area. That team has so much talent. They just reload every single year. One star leaves, they replace with another star comes in. You talk about Sydney Moss, Abby Owings, Madison Temple. These star players just keep coming through. But it's not just them, it's the entire cast. And it's a lot of girls from the Northern Kentucky area. So it's cool not only for us to see it happen, but for everybody who follows high school sports in this area.
All right, I hope you guys are voting. This feels like old school America's Funniest Home Videos back in the day with Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
It's like, pull it out. And you pull out this weird little calculator machine. You're like, is that actually happening? I have no idea.
None of these people.
But we know it's working for you, so let's do a voting check right now. Male Player of the Year. Oh my goodness, Logan Castleman texted his buddies. Whoa! Michael Mayer getting some votes as well. See, I think that's why it really helped with you guys being here is because you can help push those votes along. So if you want that to change, you have opinions about it, you still have time. There's still time left in the show to keep voting the Female Player of the Year. What's the update on that, Joe?
All right, so we see that, Maria, boy, you've made a strong run tonight. So Maria has moved way up from St. Henry. She is a big-time volleyball player out of St. Henry, and we know how good St. Henry's program is. So again, this is not finished. We are voting throughout the night, so keep the votes coming in. It's kind of funny, too, to watch it increase as we talk there. People are still voting.
It is cool. And by the way, my last name is spelled R-A-U-C-H.
Yeah, we went back and forth on this one.
And it's pronounced Rao.
Yeah.
And I think my Twitter used to say rhymes with cow because people just call me Roush or Rouch. And no offense to the DJ in the back, but at every wedding ever that I've been involved with, here is Mr. and Mrs. Roush. It's my own wedding, man.
So I like to make fun of it a little bit. I like to play with it. So I went to a student section a couple years ago here in Northern Kentucky and said, sometimes people call him Jeremy Ranch. So I had them all start a We Love Ranch, We Love Ranch. And I sprung it on you on the show. I didn't show you beforehand just to get your reaction on the show.
But I mean, the reason why I bring that up is because I talked with Maria. It's Toberky, is that right? Where's Maria?
Yeah.
Okay, is that right? That's what she told me. I think that's close. We're going to get it right. Especially if she's winning, I have to get it right.
You better get it right.
Okay, let's move on to the next award. Let's
tonight.
keep it rolling.
Okay, so nominee, we are getting really good. This is the good stuff. Now we're talking about you saw Play of the Year. Now Game of the Year in Northern Kentucky. The nominees are
Game of the Year. Covington Catholic at Beechwood. Boys basketball 35th district final. Beechwood erases a 9-point deficit at the half to win by 4.
Bishop Brossart at Lloyd Memorial. Boys basketball. Early season seesaw battle in the 10th region with 6 players in scoring in double figures.
St. Henry and Notre Dame. Girls volleyball. The two regional rivals played to a raucous crowd in a 3-set match on September 21st, and then met again in the regional finals playing 5 close sets.
Scott High School at Calvary Christian girls soccer district semifinal. Calvary Christian wins 3-2 in a penalty kick shootout to go to the 37th district final.
St. Henry at Dixie Heights, boys soccer 34th district championship. Dixie Heights puts up a comeback for the ages, scores 3 goals in under 15 minutes, and captures the 34th district championship.
Nominees for Game of the Year in Northern Kentucky. Some good games this year, big time games. Okay, the winner of the NKY Award for Game of the Year is?
How are your ears? They still hurt?
They're good.
Still ringing?
I'm ready.
Still ringing from this game?
Oh, I know they are.
St. Henry, Notre Dame playing for a purpose. Come on up. If you were a part of it, come on up.
Anybody involved in that game from St. Henry or Notre Dame Academy,
come on up.
Come on up, because that was an amazing night to witness what you guys did that night. Come on up. We have 2 awards, one for each for both St. Henry and for Notre Dame.
Come on up, come on up.
You come up on either
Come on
side.
up, either way.
On either side. Okay, Maria, since you are going to be, it looks like, a runaway winner for Female Winner of the Year, let's get your speeches started up here. Let's start with this. You were part of that game. The game itself is great, but the atmosphere is even better. What's it like to be in the gym for an atmosphere like that?
You can't hear. Like, I don't know. I just remember before practices, she would be like, we would turn up music all the way, like the loudest it could go, and try and talk to each other. Just because when you're in the arena, you can like hear nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're trying to figure out what play to do or whatever, people are just like screaming and they're dancing. But it's just so fun to like pack Thomas More and just everyone there like for such a good cause and everything. So
it's an amazing cause for the I Have Wings Breast Cancer Foundation, but it's also 2 really good programs who are big-time rivals. If people don't know about that rivalry, how deep is it between Notre Dame and St. Henry?
it's huge. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but we never would win playing for a purpose. I don't know. We was choked. But we got it in regionals, so it's fine. But yeah, it's just a big deal.
All right, how about a shout out again for Notre Dame Academy, St. Henry playing for a purpose. Congratulations. Well done. And like I said, she mentioned it, you can't hear. When I arrived to cover that game, and it was a line of young ladies out the door before they even got inside the arena doing cheers, singing songs. It was crazy. I think the word is lit.
Yeah,
I think the word is lit.
I think the kids were saying lit like 10 years ago. We keep using it, though.
Yeah, cool. Usually we try to keep up with as much as we can, but that place was wild. So congratulations to both Notre Dame Academy and St. Henry.
Seriously.
Game of the year. It was an awesome sight to see.
Funny thing about you saying lit is that, you know, we say ridiculous stuff on our shows all the time, and people will say, I like your show, and I'll first say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and it's all ranges. It's from, you know, a teenager to someone maybe in their 80s that I see at the gym or having to pass. I'm like, that's really cool. We're glad you're watching. But I do ask the kids, because our show is driven, especially on Friday nights, for you guys. So if you don't like something where it's like, that's old, you sound like an old man, will you tweet us and tell us? Because I always ask the kids when I go to talk to a class, what are you guys saying these days? What's cool? I don't even know.
Well, that's the thing. When you talk about, you know, older people saying they like our show, I'm like, do you even understand half of what we're talking about in that show? We try to skew it as young as we can on Friday nights to make sure you guys are enjoying the show and involved in the show. So it's always kind of funny when old people are like, hey, you said that thing about Drake. I'm like, you don't even know who Drake is, man. But yeah, it's always kind of funny when they run into us and say that.
And then I throw in a country line and it's all good.
It's all good.
Let's check out another They Did What.
That is Logan Smith of Covington Catholic High School, state diving champion. Logan Smith did that, and they did what? Logan Smith, state champion out of Cov Cat.
I've tried the high dive thing with like the perfect tiny splash. And it looks like a whale diving into the
Yeah, you
water.
can't
it
do a
doesn't
tiny
work too
splash
well.
with a cannonball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a
I
big
tried.
splash.
I tried.
Cool, though.
Okay, I've got just a couple of envelopes left, by the way. And what that means is 2 envelopes where I think I have an idea who it might be, and then it is going to be the Players of the Year. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty on these awards. And the next one really is a cool one because we had some great teams this year for Girls Team of the Year.
I mean, you talk about some of these teams and what they've done, and the one that jumps out to me, and I know they're a nominee, is the Ryle High School girls basketball team, who was #1 all year long. And right there, in some of those games I saw when they were playing with Connor, those places were wild, great atmospheres. But Ryle had made the state tournament the year before, and you could see how much they wanted to get back there and finish that business. You saw what it said with Thomas More. Business finished with Ryle. They're going to be one of the nominees.
Check it out.
Girls Team of the Year. Ryle basketball. Their 2018-19 season included 33 wins, a 33rd district championship, a 9th region championship, and the school's first basketball state championship.
St. Henry Volleyball played 2 classic matches against Notre Dame Academy. One of those matches was to take the 9th region championship. Finished with a 33-10 record and an appearance in the state Final Four.
Highlands Soccer scored 23 wins overall, including going 14-0 in the 9th region and 6-0 in the district. Had 18 shutouts on their way to a state finals appearance.
Villa Madonna Track and Field won the Division III Northern Kentucky Athletic Conference that included wins over Ludlow, Bellevue, Dayton, and Calvary Christian.
Connor basketball. The Lady Cougars finished 29-3 overall, a top-ranked team in the state throughout the season. They split their regular season matchups with Ryle and finished as runner-up in the 33rd district.
The nominees for Girls Team of the Year. So the Ryle Connor game was one of our St. Elizabeth games of the month, and I showed up to that and found out it was #1 versus #2. I was supposed to go to a bunch of games that night. I couldn't leave.
Yeah.
It was that good, that intense at
Yes.
that game. You heard they split, and it was amazing to watch those teams go at it this year. 2 of the best teams in the state both played right here in Northern Kentucky. But only one team can be Team of the Year, and the award goes to the Ryle Basketball Girls State Champions. First ever state championship for the Ryle girls basketball team.
And as you can imagine, a team that good, they have a lot of responsibilities. So we do have one rep here tonight, Lauren Schwartz. So congratulations on winning that. It's awesome. I know your team was fantastic last year. What is it like to get this award and to be honored for what your team did last year?
Oh, it's amazing. It was such a fun ride with such an amazing team, and it was an awesome year. I can't describe it.
You guys were so much fun to watch. Maddie Shear's not here tonight, which is funny. We talked about all year with Joe. We even talked to her dad. Is it Shear? Is it Sure? Is it Shear? We landed on Shear. How do you say it?
Shear.
Okay, see? So we got it right. Lauren, you're going to play college basketball at Rice, correct?
Yeah.
What is it like for you just to be a part of something like that, and how much fun did you have during the ride?
It's so special. I mean, like, coming from our sophomore year, where we were a losing record, I mean, it was incredible to just be where we got to be.
Fantastic.
State championship.
All right, Lauren Schwartz, Ryle Girls Basketball Team of the Year. How about a round of applause? Thank you, Lauren. Thank you. Awesome.
You know how hard it is to be #1 like all season long and everybody gunning for you, taking everybody's best shot, still withstanding that and winning a championship, and playing at Rupp Arena. What an experience for the Ryle girls team. They were by far the choice for me to win Team of the Year, and they won it tonight here at the NKYs.
And one thing that we do, just so you guys know, for you kids and the athletes in the area, we root for you all to do well because it is so much fun for us to travel to state tournaments, to state championship games, and see what you can do and spotlight you guys on the news. So it's really cool to be a part of this.
So one update on the male and female player of the year. We saw those numbers really popping.
Yeah.
Those are the numbers from tonight as voted in this room. There are also numbers as voted throughout the week from other people. So Those will be tabulated at the end of the night. People that voted before tonight's event added on to tonight's votes as well. So we see Maria out to the big lead. We see Logan getting a lot of votes. Those might change when we tabulate everything together. Keep that in mind as we get closer to that moment tonight.
And it's time for another Spotlight video. Here it is.
This is Maya Meredith of Scott High School. Man, Maya's just getting buckets.
How many?
44 points. Maya Meredith had a 44-point game in overtime. Maya Meredith from Scott High School.
Awesome.
She did that.
Really cool. Okay, the event, I know a lot of you are like, well, when is it going to wind? It's winding down right now, but still some of the coolest awards remain. And the next one we are going to talk about is the Team of the Year. Now, this one, as was the girls, this one was really tough because you get to this spot, you get to these teams that have had great seasons, and it's really hard to whittle that down to what is the handful we have.
Because we know in Northern Kentucky, boys sports just crush it at the state level.
Of course.
In a lot of different sports, not only baseball where Beechwood's still playing, football where we had state champion this year, we had multiple teams in the state championship game. Basketball always goes down to Rupp and represents the Northern Kentucky area well. Nominees now, Boys Team of the Year.
Boys Team of the Year. Beechwood football. Finished 2018 with 17 wins and 2 losses, a dominating 849 points for and only 282 points against, a 15-game winning streak, and most importantly, a 2018 Class 1A state title, their 14th overall.
Highlands Soccer. Finished the season with 23 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws. This includes going 11-0 in the 9th region, took both the 36th district and 9th region championships, and went all the way to the Kentucky State Finals.
Campbell County basketball. The Campbells finished with a 31-5 record. The team shot over 50% from the field, won the 37th district and 10th region titles, and pushed all the way to the state Final Four.
Covington Catholic football wrapped up a dominant 2018 season with a 14-1 record that included a 14-game winning streak, 4 wins in the state tournament, and a state finals appearance. Beechwood baseball. With a 37-1 record, they are district and regional champs behind a loaded lineup with more than 330 hits and scoring more than 300 runs.
Boys Team of the Year. I'll say this, we are not involved in the voting. I don't know who I would vote for in this one. This is a hard one to pick because the nominees are strong, man.
All right, here we go. Y'all ready? Okay. Boys Team of the Year. Beechwood football. If you play for Beechwood, come on up. If you coach Beechwood football, come on up. And I got to tell you, by the way, Logan Castleman, before Joe interviews him, made that team go in so many ways. But one of the iconic moments from that championship that I'll never forget, we were about to go on the news, and the game had just ended. And John Odom, who you drove in for the game-winning run in baseball yesterday, John Odom had that game-winning, game-sealing interception. That was a really cool moment from that.
Okay, so state championship. What's the one memory that kind of sticks out in your mind when somebody talks about the season you guys had in football?
It has to be John Odom's interception. I was right by him when he made that play. I just want to fall to my knees and cry. It was nothing like that moment.
So how many state football championships is this for Beechwood now?
It's 14, and then that's my third for me.
Okay, so this is kind of tradition at Beechwood to win this. Is there a lot of pressure at Beechwood playing football there?
No, not really. Coach Rash and the coaching staff gets us ready to do what we do best.
And what do you think made this year's team special?
The brotherhood and the people that Coach Rash surrounds us with.
Okay, before I let you go, how many times did you vote for yourself?
I actually did. My family's down there. They're keep hitting that button.
Very diplomatic answer. Logan Castleman also up for Male Player of the Year. Congratulations. Well done. How cool would it be for your senior year? You think about this. He has a chance to win a state championship in football and also one in baseball. They're in the final 8 of the Kentucky State Tournament in baseball. That'd be a heck of a senior year in high school.
And there are players that are on our shows all the time. And I think back to, when I was a kid, if I'd have been spotlighted that many times, Logan Castleman is all over the place on the final quarter, which is really cool to see.
Awesome player. And Noel Rash, another one of those characters that we see. A quick story about Noel. Jeremy knows what story I'm going to tell.
This one,
so they were playing against Frankfurt. He's given his big speech, and we like to sometimes take the camera inside and get the big speech for the coach to kind of help give an inside access to the show a little bit. And Noel's making the speech, and they're inside what looks almost like a garage. There's a garage door behind him, and the speech was to get me out of the speech and get me on the field. So the idea was he's going to say, get me out of here. They're going to run the garage door up, and they're going to run on the field. He goes, get me out of here, get me out of here. And they go up with this thing, and it stops, like right
Halfway
there.
up.
And all these kids are like ready to run through this thing, and like, I don't know, they eventually get it up. They started ducking under and going under it, but it didn't stop them because they went on to win a state championship.
It was a heck of a rah-rah speech, though.
He's good.
He's fantastic.
No one gets it
He
done.
was great after the state championship as well. Okay, let's do one more. They did what?
Spencer Mackey from Silver Grove High School led the state in scoring, also had huge rebounding nights. We know Spencer pretty well. We kind of work with his mom a little bit. Do we? Spencer had a heck of a year. Congratulations, Spencer Mackey, Silver Grove, on a huge year scoring and rebounding. He's off to play as a walk-on at West Virginia next year under Bob Huggins.
Okay, we are out of envelopes. There are still a couple of awards to give out. You know the big ones, obviously. A couple of others we're going to sneak in there. But this is something that we really want to spotlight. It is the I'm Right Here spotlight of the show. Now, what I'm Right Here basically means, I'll give you an idea. It's something that St. Elizabeth does. They've done for a while now. That's been really cool to see them do. But it's basically the soccer mom who has been called by the coach again to go pick up the juice boxes. And she's done it 2 weeks in a row. She's like, it's not my turn again. But I'll pick them up. I'm right here. I'm doing things behind the scenes. It's the soccer mom making all those things happen. It's a lot of the people you don't see always.
It's the bus drivers, it's the teachers, it's the boosters, it's the parents, it's the everybody around the program, because we understand high school sports, this is not professional sports. It takes a lot of people to make this happen. You guys get to go out and have a great time playing high school sports. There are a lot of people who care about you and put this together. Tonight, we honor those people with the I'm Right Here winners.
Chris Scott, Ludlow High School. Chris Scott has coached JV boys basketball at Ludlow for 3 years. Starting in May of 2018, Coach Scott mentored a Ludlow senior who wanted to join the Navy but had to go to summer school to finish his credits. By August, this student was on his way to boot camp. Shannon Yelton, Dixie Heights High School. Northern Kentucky lifer Shannon Yelton's passion for children's causes has turned into her mission. Shannon currently leads All Pro Dad, a mentoring program for father figures, organizes workshops to help young parents prepare their children for school, and works with the homeless families in our school district. Greg Waite, Simon Kenton High School. Greg Waite is a retired Independence fireman that served the community for 22 years. He continues to be involved with the IFD. Greg also volunteers countless hours to Simon Kenton High School and organizes student-athlete volunteers. Leslie Snyder, Cooper High School. Leslie Snyder is described as the consummate team mom, helping with team administration and supporting the Cooper community. Leslie led the boys soccer team's community service and volunteer program, Trash for Cash. Jen Erickson, Notre Dame Academy. Jen works as a full-time intervention specialist at Notre Dame Academy. Her contributions to student learning success, faculty support, and living the mission of Notre Dame Academy have been called out by her peers as the reason teachers are able to be as effective as possible. Frank Wickman and family, St. Henry District High School. In 2007, Frank's wife Helen lost her battle with ovarian cancer. He and his family's experience led them to establish the Helen Wickman Memorial Fund. And from this, they started the Yellin' Helen Strikeout Cancer Bowl-a-thon. To date, the bowl-a-thon has raised $188,000. Janet Chambers, I Have Wings Foundation, the founder of the I Have Wings Breast Cancer Foundation and breast cancer survivor. Janet's work over the past decade has provided Northern Kentucky and those diagnosed with breast cancer the resources and support they need so that no one goes through their breast cancer journey solo. Amy Lee, Highlands High School. Amy currently serves the community as the Highlands Athletic Booster Association Vice President, chair of the Athletic Booster Scholarship Committee, and a member of Highlands High School's Title IX Committee. Bob Rowe, Covington Catholic High School. Bob has served as principal of Covington Catholic since 2008. On top of winning 5 Kentucky State athletic titles during his tenure, CovCath has received the National Blue Ribbon Award for Academic Excellence, earned a special distinguished recognition as one of 133 schools in the country to meet STEM program criteria, expanded the campus with $9 million in capital improvements. Wendy Robinson, Connor High School. During her 30 years with Connor, Wendy's determination and commitment to the community and Connor are exemplified by the fact she served in multiple capacities. In each role, she served with the same commitment and dedication to helping her fellow staff members and students. Robin Hutchison, Ryle High School. Robin has taught at Ryle for 5 years and been an associate coach for the Lady Raiders soccer program for 4 years and served as a volunteer youth leader at Florence United Methodist Church. Her leadership in the science and biology programs at Ryle, ensuring there is support for student hobbies and extracurricular activities, show her commitment to student knowledge as well as activity and fitness. Joe Bones Egan, Bellevue High School. Joe is a 1972 graduate of Bellevue High School. His dedicated service for 20 years on Bellevue's Board of Education speaks volumes about his passion for his alma mater. He also served 8 years as the Bellevue Athletic Booster President, coached youth basketball at Bellevue, and he's in his 34th season as a member of the Bellevue football staff. Larry Thompson, Dayton High School. Larry is a booster of Dayton High School and has always had a passion for the community and the school. Larry has solved concession stand issues, supported the drug-free club, and pitched in at every opportunity to ensure the best for the students at Dayton High School. Grady Brown, Newport High School. Grady is a native of Silver Grove in Campbell County, where he played baseball at Northern Kentucky University. Grady currently serves as the energy manager and has saved the school district more than $2.5 million. Chris Burkhart, Newport Central Catholic High School. Chris is both a Newport Central Catholic booster and current school board member. He has dedicated many years to coaching softball. He also helps the maintenance around the school, including some details that help transform the gymnasium. Pat and Cindy Moran, Calvary Christian High School. Pat and Cindy have been involved with Calvary Christian for over 20 years. For years, Pat and Cindy have led the TRIP program, which works to raise money for tuition reimbursement and scholarship opportunities for our students and their families. Maintained our school buses, driving our students on field trips and to athletic events. Terry Hatton, Bellevue High School. Terry is currently serving his 8th term as president of the Bellevue Veterans Club. His work ensures that the community of Bellevue has a place to enjoy the game of baseball, secured the Reds Community Legacy Project for Bellevue Park, and maintains a park to support the families of Bellevue. Terry Peer, Williamstown High School. Terry wanted to bring fast-pitch softball to Grant County's Little League program. Terry has served on the board as president and as coach in the Grant County Little League and has coached at the JV and varsity levels for 3 years. Angela Ponder, Scott High School. Angela is a key piece of the Scott High School softball program. She takes the initiative to make sure the Scott field is game ready, but her greatest asset is her support of the softball program through fundraising, ensuring the school has the concessions running, and most importantly, being there to listen and support the players when they need it.
If you were one of the people, the winners in that video for I'm Right Here, could you stand up right now if you're here? Were you in that video? Anyone here in that video? In the back, we have one. Thank you.
Thank you for standing up. Congratulations.
Yes, seriously.
Everybody here understands everything you've done to make the high school experience for these student athletes the best it can be. So congratulations, and you deserve all the accolades that come your way.
Can I just say something? Yeah. If we could just debrief for a second. I've been in the last week, 2 games in Northern Kentucky, tournament games, and both times at least 3 to 4 people have said, "Where's Danneman? Where's Danneman?" And you know how I felt in those moments?
How'd you feel?
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Listen, it just means I'm old, man. I've been around a long time, and I got older brothers who are a lot more successful than me. They know them.
The Dannemans are coming. They never stop. They just keep
there's a
rolling
lot of
through.
Dannemans.
As I mentioned, I joked on Twitter that you could smell the Ohio all over me. But seriously, Joe D's been around for a long time, and he is a Northern Kentucky guy. I get it, and it's always fun. I always have a laugh. Where's Danneman?
Well, it's cool because we know working in Cincinnati area just how important the Northern Kentucky region is to what we do. And I know a lot of times, a lot of Northern Kentucky schools sometimes feel they aren't getting the same shake as the Ohio schools are. So to have someone representing the NKY in the 513, I think is important because I really like to showcase what's going on in Northern Kentucky. I know it. It's my backyard.
No, it's big. It really is
hometown.
big, and I think we do a great job with it. So I'm glad that you are part of our team. I like you. I really
Thanks,
do.
man. I appreciate it.
Okay. This next award, we're almost to the award that you're all waiting for, I know, but it's time to do the Courage Award.
Yeah, one quick reminder, by the way, 8:30. If you haven't voted, 8:30,
Yes.
we're shutting down the voting for Athlete of the Year. So if you have a couple votes left to burn, get them in now. You got just a couple more minutes to get it in. But we have a really special award before we get to Male and Female Player of the Year.
Okay, you know who you are. Mr. Stainforth of Dixie. Roddy Stainforth, could you come up right now, please? And he's going to help us present this award.
This is the Courage Award. The Courage Award will be for Walker Smallwood of Dixie Heights High School. Coach Stainforth is going to say a few words about Walker.
All right. Thank you for being here this evening. It's an honor for me to be here for this young man. I'm going to have to read a statement. I'm not nearly as charismatic as these 2 gentlemen. And this is an emotional award, so bear with me with that. I've been very fortunate to know the Smallwood family for over 20 years when their oldest son came through the Little Colonel program at Dixie Heights High School. We've seen all 3 boys come into Dixie Heights, and they've been a huge supporter and a big family at Dixie. So to be here to introduce Walker is a great honor. I think it's safe to say that everyone here tonight knows what it takes to be courageous. The outstanding players here tonight have displayed the courage to take the last second shot, ask for the ball with 10 seconds left in the game, put themselves as the last leg of the relay, and get the big hit in the last inning. While these courageous actions occur in the context of a high school game, lessons learned through sports often translate into the real world. For those of you who don't know Walker Smallwood, he was born with a cleft lip and palate. Walker had to endure numerous uncertainties, doctor's appointments, follow-up doctor's appointments, and surgeries. Even as a young kid who had no idea what was going on, Walker never complained about his situation. Instead, he just lived life like every other person. Well, he lived his life like any youngest child, being dragged to his older brother's baseball and basketball games. Throughout elementary school and middle school, Walker continued to deal with the doctor's appointments and surgeries. Despite any setback, Walker's determination allowed him to excel in athletics. Walker was one of the best players all 3 years of his middle school basketball team at Turkeyfoot. He also made the freshman baseball team as an 8th grader at Dixie Heights. As a freshman, Walker excelled on the court and on the field. Everything was leading up to a great sophomore year for Walker. The Smallwoods had their annual family vacation to North Carolina last August. Walker had some concerns with lingering knee soreness. The week after the Smallwoods vacation, Walker had x-rays and an MRI on his knee to see what was going on. Unfortunately, Walker and his family received the worst possible news. Within a week of the family returning from vacation, Walker was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, a very rare type of bone cancer. While his family was shaken, Walker remained to be the rock of the family that he always was. Although he was undoubtedly scared for his life, Walker never displayed this to his family, to his friends, or anyone. Like with the surgeries that had come from such a young age, Walker treated cancer like a walk in the park. At no point did he show any skepticism, much less fear about his story, about how his story would end. In traditional Walker form, he was the only person acting like nothing was going on and that everything would be fine. After a knee replacement, 8 months of chemo, being away from his friends for nearly the entire school year and spending way too much time with his parents in quarantine as a 15-year-old, Walker stood tall and walked out of Children's Hospital cancer-free in early April. Unfortunately for Walker, and especially Dixie's baseball and basketball programs, he may not be able to return to contact sports. And unfortunately for his older brothers in the 9th region, Walker's fire, competitiveness, and courage has found a new home, golf. I present to you Walker Smallwood.
Congratulations, young man.
Walker, I believe that is the first standing ovation of the night. So you might have to try a curtain call to see if it works. I have a couple of young ones. Joe has a few young boys. I've got a young boy I mentioned already once. And before becoming a parent, you don't get as emotional about these kind of things, and then you hear these stories, and once you have kids, it starts to really resonate. And you see your kids go through things and how tough that is, and I know how tough it's been for your parents, for your coaches. But to come through cancer the way you did, and I know that the contact sports things is going to be an issue, but to come through, to get this award, to be honored tonight, what does this mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot, but it really just represents what my family and friends and community did for me, because it wasn't me, it was them just supporting me the whole way. I mean, you can't put it into words. It's
when you were going through everything and you're sidelined that long, I always like to ask someone who goes through that, who battles something like that, what kept you going? What kept you fighting the whole time?
I mean, I just wanted to get back to normalcy, I guess. I just wanted to be back at school, and I mean, once I heard I could play golf, that pushed me, because I like sports, so that was a big thing. So I would just sit at the house and putt and chip and do anything I could, and then finally, once I got released, I've been playing quite a bit of golf, I guess. So
now I have to ask you: have you played for a long time? Did you just pick it up, and how good are you now already?
Sadly, I just started.
Okay.
So it's a little bumpy, but we're getting there. Maybe take that 9th region home next year.
Let's do it. Let's do it. See, you're a guy with your story. Anything can be done. I doubt you will conquer anything. I don't doubt it, I should say. I wanted to tell you something else. Joe D, what else? What are we going to do with this award going forward?
So going forward, since Walker is our first winner of this, you have such an amazing story, Walker. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments. From here on out at the NKYs going forward, we are naming the Courage Award after you. It will be called the Walker Smallwood Courage Award going forward. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
It's outstanding.
Thank you so much, Walker.
One more time for Walker Smallwood.
All right, let's do it.
What's your handicap?
What?
What's your handicap?
I have no idea.
Congratulations. It's awesome, young man. Well done. What an awesome moment.
He battled through that. I had a moment when I was going to ask a question. If I cry on stage, I'm never getting invited back again.
Oh, man. Shows you real. That's cool. That's an amazing story.
Really
Anybody
cool
be
moment.
emotional with a moment like that. That's a great moment, too. Coach and Walker,
Seriously.
congratulations
Yeah.
and thanks both.
Okay, so if you're wondering, voting is closed. We have arrived at the biggest moments of the night. It is almost time. You saw at the start of the night, the nominees, you've been voting. Joe D, do you know the answer yet?
I do. It was just texted to me a second
answer.
ago. Yes, it was sent to me. I have that kind of pull around here to get those
So
awards.
why don't we do this? Because I've not seen the text yet, and you guys don't know, and I quite frankly would like to find out with you all. So, if we could, the female player of the year, and the winner is That's on me. That's my first error.
That's a tease. We call that a tease.
That's right.
In news.
My bad, guys in the back. That's my first error. If this, what's the show where they go through errors at the end of the show?
Yeah, that's not PTI. It is PTI.
It is
Errors
PTI,
and
yeah.
omissions,
Tony
yeah.
Reale does it for him. Tony
Yeah.
Reale would just roast me right now. We have one more. The suspension, it's so much. One more. They did what? And then, stay with us. They did what? Beechwood across the board. I mean, you think about the year that they have had, and by the way, they put girls track and field in there as well. For their incredible season, it was the first ever girls state championship at Beechwood High School.
So you saw the basketball team made the regional final. The football team won a state championship. Here's the baseball team, regional champions, and still with a chance to win a state championship. And you mentioned the girls track and field just won a state championship as well.
Unreal.
What a year at Beechwood High School. I know you guys, you do the toilet paper stuff before the games. I just toilet paper the whole school. The heck with it, man. You've had that kind of a great year at Beechwood High School.
I live in Anderson Township. Should I move?
I don't know, man.
I'm
You
just
might not
wondering
be able to
now.
get your kids on the team there. They're that good. You got to have a baller to get on those teams.
I just had a real life Steve Harvey moment. But I did not announce the
You
wrong
didn't announce
person.
any, no.
So it was close. Guys, are we ready? Do you feel like you're ready in the back? Are you guys ready? I promise this is the one. The female player of the year is Maria Toberke, St. Henry, volleyball player.
Please.
Congratulations. And by the way, now we talked before Joe interviews you, we talked before you won volleyball player of the year at the Cincinnati.com Awards, correct?
Yeah.
Just
This
cleaning
girl's
up.
just killing it. Just
So
killing
where do
it.
you put all these awards then?
Just around the house, I guess. I don't know.
Around the
There's
house.
kinda
Yeah, my
everywhere.
parents have mine just plastered to the basement, so I can only imagine what they're going to do with yours. What's this mean to you? You were up there with all these great nominees. To be the Northern Kentucky Female Athlete of the Year has to be a pretty special honor.
Yeah, I mean, when we talked before, I just kind of said how at Cincinnati it was just sort of a volleyball-driven award, but this is like all the sports combined, so it was just nice to, get the recognition, I guess.
So what's it like to share the room with so many amazing student athletes here in the Northern Kentucky area?
It's pretty cool. I mean, obviously everyone was very deserving of the award, and turned out in my favor, so that was nice, but anyone could have taken it,
So where is volleyball taking you next?
I'll be playing at UC next year.
Good program.
Yeah.
Outstanding, outstanding. Also, where do you hope volleyball takes you? Do you hope it takes you past UC? Do you have dreams bigger than just playing at college?
I don't know yet. I guess we'll have to wait and see I don't know how I feel, how it goes. If I could play after college, that would be fun, but if not, it was a good run.
All right, she is the Female Athlete of the Year in Northern Kentucky. Before you go, how many people did you have here voting for you tonight that you knew of? Because obviously a lot of people voted for you, but who was stuffing the ballot box for you?
Well, my parents just kind of text everyone.
That's
so.
it. Well done, Mom and Dad. Congratulations again to Maria, Female Athlete of the Year.
Maria Toberke, St. Henry, congratulations.
Hey, before we do the Male Athlete of the Year, there is also something we want you to do at the end of the night because we like to see you guys kind of show off your style a little bit tonight. This is what we want this award show to be. We had the blue tunnel, kind of our red carpet to show up here. I believe Carter Holmes' brother was here in a pair of Chuck Taylors with a nice suit. It's a good look. If you think you are the best dressed, make sure you take a picture outside before you go home tonight. Use the hashtag NKYS 2019. We're going to put it on a TV show tonight, so make sure you get that done. We're going to pick a winner.
I have a question.
Hit me.
Can parents?
Absolutely. I saw Chris Maxwell had some pretty cool shoes on here before, man. He looks like White Goodman from Dodgeball with his white patent shoes on. Nobody makes Chris bleed his own blood.
So just to be clear, if you go out there and you think you came here best dressed, I don't care if you're in, I don't know, an Andy Dalton jersey. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. But yeah, use the hashtag NKYS 2019, and tonight on Sports Wrap, around 11:15, 11:30 in that show, we will announce who was the best dressed based on those pictures. Okay, Joe, I will not do this one. I will let you take the reins. It is the Male Player of the Year. We ready?
And we saw the nominees. They were impressive. We saw 2 Cov-Cath kids, Casey McGinnis, Michael Mayer, Brendan Pye from Scott High School, Deontay Miles from Walton Verona, who's almost 7 feet tall, going to play college basketball at Xavier, and Logan Castleman, who's won state in football, and a major player on a baseball team who has a chance to win a state championship. I don't know how you guys vote for something like this, because every single one of those people deserves to go home with this award tonight. I know it's cliche to say that, but some of the things these kids have accomplished.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Mayer's going to play tight end at Notre Dame in a couple of years. He's only a junior, so he might be back here again next year. But you have to pick someone to win. And we wanted to make sure everybody here had a chance to vote for the winner, not only throughout the week, but here tonight. Interactive voting. You were involved. You chose the winner. And the winner of the 2019 NKYs Male Player of the Year is Logan Castleman from Beechwood High School. Congratulations, Logan. He might be best dressed too. That's a nice looking suit, young man. Well done.
Okay, as we mentioned, Logan Castleman plays more than one sport, and we mentioned a couple of times now, you drove in the game-winning run yesterday, Beechwood Baseball now on to the Final 8 in the state, but you are the Male Player of the Year. That is a high, high honor. What is this moment like for you?
It means a lot to be in a group of guys with Deontay, Michael, Casey, and Brennan. It's pretty crazy because these guys are awesome.
This year at Beechwood, the year that you have had, with the teams as well, by the way, how do you describe that? How did you guys come together and make all this magic happen in one year?
It's indescribable, and I think what makes us best is like our community and the people around us and our coaches and like Tigers on the Air. Like there's people that support us all the way.
What do you do with all these awards you're winning? I'm sure there's a couple now. Where are you putting these things?
They're probably gonna collect dust, honestly.
Like a true athlete, right? That's just
right.
gonna go on the shelf somewhere.
Right.
You can do that with all your other trophies. This one, I want that on the mantle.
Gotcha.
I mean, I want people to walk into your house and see
I'll
that
dust it
thing.
off every day for you.
Absolutely. Every single day,
gotcha.
go in there. Seriously,
Yes, sir.
congratulations to you. This is incredible. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing next?
I'm gonna go to Wright State next year to play baseball.
That's a good baseball program.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. All right, one more round of applause for Logan Castleman, the Male Player of the Year.
Well done. And what's cool is a lot of people in this room, they know each other for a long time. He was telling me he grew up with Casey McGinnis, one of the guys he was nominated with, and they were kind of had a friendly rivalry going throughout high school and grade school, so it's kind of cool. And Northern Kentucky's a small place. You know, people always say Cincinnati's a big city with a small town feel. Northern Kentucky, anything happens around here, and I'm from here, I know it. Everybody knows it immediately. So to kind of see these guys grow up together, compete against each other, and able to congratulate each other on just amazing accomplishments is really cool to see.
Mutual respect, too. I mean, Michael Mayer
That's
saw
it.
Logan walk in. He said hi to him. Beechwood and Cov-Cath, are you guys allowed to, is that?
That's good.
Can you guys eat in the same room? Is that a thing?
Well, the Fort Mitchell skyline, where I worked growing up, that was the hangout for both of them. It's now since moved down the street closer to Cov-Cath, but that's still kind of a place for both to congregate. It's cool. They're different classes.
Okay.
It's all right.
All right. I'm an outspoken Ohio State fan, and just a quick story about that. I hadn't been to Michigan in my whole life, the whole state. And seriously, it's fine, but I'm just going to tell you anyways. About 5 years ago, my wife says, we have a wedding there. We have to go up twice. We have to go up for a bachelorette party that I want you to come with me for, and then the wedding. And I said, I can't go to Michigan once in a year, much less twice. However, Traverse City is a beautiful area. And now I've been to Ann Arbor. It's like a healing session.
A healing session.
This has been a fantastic show. We are so glad you guys have been here tonight. Tell your friends about it. Tell the people who couldn't make it tonight how much fun it was. We hope you had fun because we're hoping this is not the only year we do this, of course.
Yeah, a lot of people to thank. I know they don't want us to thank them, but Brad McNutt back there in the back. Round of applause for Brad McNutt putting this together. John Freitag from St. Elizabeth as well. Did great work on this. Nathan Skaggs. You know the name Tom Gamble. Tom Gamble and his wife Lori did a lot of work on this as well. I'm forgetting a lot of people. Zach, you did a great job on this as well. So many people to thank. What a great night. What a great idea to kind of have an ESPYs for Northern Kentucky, video-driven, interactive things we want to do to connect with you, a younger audience, and not just another stuffy banquet where you sit around and listen to people make speeches. You have to sit around and listen to us just talk about nonsense.
This is what we do, you know, and I'm checking the time because I want to see it's 8:48. We got you out in less than 2 hours, so that is a win for everyone. But seriously, go out there, take a photo, use the hashtag NKYs 2019, and please, for the 2020 show, come back and let's do it again.
Yes, and congratulations to everybody
Yes.
here, not only who won,
Thank you.
nominated. Great show, great year,
Thank
Northern
you.
Kentucky.
You're free.
Do it again next year. Congratulations.